This is the first example of 4 examples. Each of the examples is going to deal with solving equations containing fractions. This is example number 1. C over 4 minus C over 6 is equal to 3. If we think back to our previous examples of solving equations with fractions, you will remember we had a set of rules to follow. The first rule was remove any fractions which were attached to letters. In previous examples that was simple. We only had one number on the bottom and all you had to do was multiply through by that number in order to remove the fraction. This example is slightly more difficult. What we have is the letter C, but we have different numbers on the bottom. We have 4 and 6. So what should we multiply by in order to remove both the fractions at the same time? Well, what we need to do is think of something called the lowest common multiple, or LCM for short. What we're looking for is the smallest number that both 4 and 6 will go into. The smallest number that both 4 and 6 will go into is 12. So what we're going to do is multiply each side of the equation by 12. So first things first, we'll put this side of the equation in brackets. We're going to multiply that by 12. And remember, in order for the equation to stay true, we must multiply both sides by the same amount. Okay, so multiplying through, we have 12 times c over 4. That gives us 12c over 4. Then we have 12 times c over 6, which gives us 12c over 6. And finally, 12 times 3 on the right hand side, which is 36. What we can do at this point is simplify. Both fractions should disappear. 12 divided by 4, well, 4 goes into 12 3 times, so we have 3c. I'm going to take away, and then we have 12 divided by 6. 6 goes into 12 twice, so that's 2c. And on the right hand side we have 36. 3c minus 2c is c, so c equals 36. And that's our final answer. This is example number 2. We have y minus 1 over 2 minus y plus 1 over 3, and that is equal to 2. Now, remembering our first rule, we have to remove any fractions that are attached to letters. Now we have 2 on the bottom here and 3 on the bottom on the other fraction. Thinking about what we said before, we're looking for the lowest common multiple. That's the lowest number that 2 and 3 goes into. The lowest number that 2 and 3 goes into is 6. So in order to remove all our fractions, we must multiply both sides of the equation by 6. So first of all, we'll put this in brackets. So we have 6 times on the left hand side and 6 times on the right hand side. So first of all, we have 6 times the first fraction. So remember, 6 is not just times in the y part, it's times in all of the top part. So what we have is 6, and then we'll put the y minus 1 in brackets, and that is over 2. Then we have 6 times our next fraction, so that's 6 times everything on the top, which is y plus 1, and that is over 3. On the right hand side we have 6 times 2, which is equal to 12. At this point we can simplify and our fractions will disappear. 6 divided by 2 is 3, so we have 3y minus 1, and then 6 divided by 3 is 2, and then brackets y plus 1. And we still have our 12 on the right hand side. In order to solve the equation, the next thing we have to do is remove the brackets. So multiplying them out, 3 times y is 3y. 3 times minus 1 is minus 3. Minus 2 times y is minus 2y. Minus 2 times 1 is minus 2, and that is equal to 12. Looking at our left hand side, we have some like terms, so we can simplify. First of all, we have 3y minus 2y, which is y, and we have minus 3 minus 2, which is minus 5. Y minus 5, and on our right hand side we still have 12. As usual, the next thing we do is put our letters to the left and numbers to the right, so the only thing that has to move is our minus 5. Putting down the things that are staying where they are, well, we have y on the left hand side, 12 on the right hand side. Minus 5 is going to change sides, so we change sign, it becomes plus 5. That means y equals 12 plus 5, y equals 17. And that's our final answer.